Barbados, get up.
Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning, 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 morning. Good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning to you. Good morning Barbados, good morning.
Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Morning to you.
Oh, I join in the voice in saying good morning to you all, wherever you are. Welcome to today. Today is Thursday, the 24th of April, 2025. That's my name. I'm Pearson Bowen. So wonderful having you company. Thank you for waking up with us to keep us company as well, and for engaging with us on our streams on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, cbc.bb. Good morning. How are you today? We're almost at the end of April, and who would have thought the time just swiftly went by so fast that we're just trying to catch our breath for just a moment. But we have one of those extended weekends coming up, so maybe that's the time that you can take the time to catch your breath and just smell the roses if they're around you, or just enjoy the beach or the cooling breezes as well. Now, if you have an idea, or if you know of someone or something that you think we can share on our show, just drop us an email. The address is morninbarbados@cbc.bb. morninbarbados@cbc.bb. And to all of you who do so, we thank you for partnering with us. Remember, share the show, send it to someone, bring them along, tell them all about the fun we have and the information shared as well. Let them join the community known as Morning Barbadosers. That's my word. I just made that up, but it sounds cool. Good morning to you, Patricia Ben. Thank you so much for joining us across the globe. She's saying good morning to all of us across the pond. We do back to you. Auntie Faye is in St. Peter. Auntie Faye, good morning to you as well. She says good morning to everyone. And we thank you, Auntie Faye, for waking up to keep and say good morning. Kieran, how are you doing today? Kieran is also wishing everyone a beautiful today and a most thankful Thursday, as we do too. Vereen Walker, good morning to you as well. We're sending Thursday morning greetings to you and to yours. We hope you have a safe today and that you make it the best it could possibly be. Boy, you guys are cracking up already in the morning. Marcia Rock, good morning to you as well. She's saying good morning to all the kings and the queens. Beautiful as you are watching, she is, and she's wishing all a thankful Thursday. Good morning to you, Audrey Rosemond. How do you do? Good morning back at you. Thank you very much for commenting. And that's what we like. You talk to us, we talk to you, and we just keep a wonderful, happy relationship. And we thank you for building this with us. But remember, share the show. Tell someone else about us. Let's come together, and it'll be all right. Rhonda Hines Graham, good morning to you. Sweet Rons, have your lovely day today as well. She hopes that we all live, love, and laugh today, and we wish the very same to all of you as well. And to you, Sweet Rons, make it a terrific Thursday. Now, there are a number of things happening. Remember, we continue to gather in St. Joseph this month, and so tonight at the Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary School, they're having the finals of their Soccerama. It begins at 8 o'clock. So those of you who have a passion for football or just for gathering, gather at the Grantley Adams Memorial Secondary this evening from 8 for the finals of the Soccerama in St. Joseph. And on Saturday, they're having their parish-wide scavenger hunt. That begins at 8 in the morning. That's on Saturday. Have you already signed up to be a part of it? Have you been following all the notes given about St. Joseph as we make your way through and scavvy hunt? I wish you well. I wish you luck. Also coming up on Heroes Day, which is Monday, April the 28th. Remember, we've been telling you about this all month long as the Autism Association of Barbados continues to bring awareness about the condition known as autism. They're having a big walk. It is going to be a walk, and they're inviting all of us to participate by joining them from the National Disabilities Unit on Cullimore Road at 7 in the morning. 7 o'clock in the morning, we shall all gather and we shall all walk. And to participate is just $35 adults. A shirt, which gives you a shirt and water. The child, you'll pay $25 for the shirt and water. And then we set off walking. I'm really going to take the route, and we'll have a good time as we do. It's not a race. It's just a solidarity walk, indeed, in support of the Autism Association of Barbados. But your purchase of a shirt entitles you to walk and to participate, and those funds go towards the ongoing work of the Autism Association of Barbados, which, as you see and you've heard all month long, it's a hill that they're climbing, and we want to be able to walk that hill with them. So I encourage all of you, as much as you can, to participate on Monday, 7 o'clock, the National Disabilities Unit. We anticipate by 8:30 you'll be back, and you'll enjoy the cultural cardio by Spinny. He'll be spinning and getting you cooled down. It's going to be easy and gentle, but nonetheless, it's a way for you to come down from the walk and just keep the muscles limber and ready. So that's happening on Monday. Also, at that event, there is going to be a zone set up. So they'll have children's zone, food on sale, natural products on sale, autism-friendly items as well, and you have access to an autism specialist. So I really want you to continue giving your support to the Autism Association of Barbados. Remember, blue is the color, and I want you to, in your wearing of blue, do so very, very proudly, and we thank you for giving your support. Good morning to you, Easy D. Have yourself a lovely day. Thank you for commenting on our YouTube stream. Have yourself a great one indeed. It's Thursday. That means we've had Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today is Thursday. We call it Q Day. And so Q in the community today is moving to the Arrow Barrow Auditorium on George Street. Remember, we shall all be gathering there today as well from 11 o'clock, and you will go till you're tired. And you put in as many hours as you want, but it's going well past midnight. So we're going to come up for the dancing, the music, the camaraderie, the food, the fun, and the dominoes and the games. So that's happening today at the Arrow Barrow Auditorium on George Street. You're encouraged to come out to radio broadcast. It's from 12 noon on Q100.7 FM, but you begin to gather from 11 and really come out and have a good time today at the Arrow Barrow Auditorium on George Street for Q in the community. Now, coming up today, the JCI Caribbean is going to be with us this morning. They're talking to us as they introduce us to the National Vice President of JCI West Indies. She's embarked on a tour of her people in the region indeed, and so we want to hear from her about the mission and some of the projects that they're embraced and embarking on. We'll also have with us the president of the Barbados chapter of the JCI. And if you're having challenges filing your tax returns, oh, do we have someone who can meet those challenges with you? They have all the answers and the tips to make filing of your tax returns this time around very, very easy. You may have missed the deadline or deadlines, and so those kinds of questions we want to pose to her when she joins us in just a little while. She's representing the Barbados Revenue Authority. We'll also introduce you to a young man who says, I am their voice and a fighter, and it hurts. What hurts? And what motivates him to fight in the way that he fights? Oh, that's an interesting story I want to share with you today. As promised, we'll introduce you to some exceptional young people, one of whom is 7 years old, and she is so small. And she competes with those who stand head and shoulders above her, and she competes fiercely. I want to show her to you this morning. I can't wait to talk to the little pint-sized beauty. And she is really, really good at what she does. And we'll celebrate this morning the returning athletes from the Barbados contingent that represented us at Carifta 2025 in Trinidad and Tobago, doing very, very well. They're going to be in studio with us this morning. Exceptional young people indeed. Well, let's turn our attention to some exceptional young people themselves in the JCI, the Junior Chamber of International. Joining me this morning is Sheldon Marshall, who's the president of the JCI Barbados, and he's brought along the national vice president of JCI West Indies, Laurel Jonas. Laurel, good morning to you. Welcome to Barbados.
Good morning, and thank you.
You're very welcome. Sheldon, good to meet you again.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you.
This must be quite an honor to have the national vice president here.
Yes, for sure. So every year we often invite the one of the officers from JCI West Indies to come and join us in Barbados and have impact in Barbados, because we, as you would know, within Barbados, JCI would do a lot of service activities, a lot of impact activities in Barbados. So every year we try to have an officer come so that they can also share that experience with us here in Barbados.
For those who are turning on today and they're thinking, okay, I've heard that before, but I'm not sure what you do, what do you say to them?
Okay, so just for that, the first part is that JCI Barbados, better known in the past, would have been British JCs. Mm-hmm. So a lot of persons would know as British JCs, but JCI Barbados. And what we do is, it is a youth leadership organization. So we build and develop leaders within the space in Barbados, well, across the world, but within Barbados. And we do a lot of service projects. We do a lot of impact projects, because our aim is to ensure we build leaders, but we also impact the community in which we serve. Yes. So
there it is. And it's like, who is it open to?
It's open. So the group is for youth between the ages of 18 to 40. Yes. So that is the group. That is the primary group. But there are persons outside of that age group that also assist and aid us in terms of allowing us to achieve the goals that we set out to achieve for the year.
All right. So I'm one of those outside of that group. So I can only assist as much as I can.
You can come and be alumni member.
I can, Laurel?
Yes, you can be an alumni member.
How? An honorary member?
Alumni.
Alumni member?
Yes,
okay, fine. Thank you for the invitation.
You're welcome.
I know in Barbados, one of the things you're embarked on, Sheldon, is the math and, you know the word?
Yes, mathematics.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
You'll talk to me, how's that going?
Well, actually, so we know next month is the exam. Actually, it's scheduled for the beginning of next month.
The 11 plus.
Yes, so this weekend on Saturday is actually going to be the finale for our mathematics sessions. So we've run it we started at the beginning of February, and now the end of April, now we're here. So that's why she's here as well too. So she's going to be here for the finale to share with the students. So she's going to attend a session with us on Saturday where she's going to give some encouragement, have some interaction with the students as they transition into to that phase where they're somewhat nervous and somewhat excited to do their exam beginning of next month. But that session has been very, very impactful. We had an excellent turnout this year. Last year, improving on last year's turnout. Last year, I think we aimed for 100. I think we had gotten maybe around 60 students actively involved. This year the aim again was 100. We had 120 registered, and I think we just fell just below 100 in terms of frequent attendees in terms of students. So this year is going to be excellent.
And you're going to track?
Yeah, no, for sure. This year, we've definitely been ensuring that we are tracking. So actually on this last session, we're going to have the post-assessment where we did one at the very start of the program, and we can do one now to see what has happened and the impact that we would have had on the scores that the students that would have come to the program would have experienced.
Fantastic. Laurel, that's a good report, don't you think?
I absolutely love it. Every time I speak about JCI Barbados, I always talk about Math Fanatics. I think it's a wonderful initiative and program, especially when we know young persons have difficulty in maths, and it's actually a problem across the Caribbean. So I'm actually hoping that we will actually tailor and copy that project in our respective local organizations across the West Indies. So I'm in love with it.
Have you just taken up your vice presidency?
Yes, I began in January, but I was serving last year as the public relations officer of JCI West Indies, and in 2023 I served as local chapter president of JCI Antigua.
So this is your life, basically.
It has become my life, yes.
In terms of over time, the youth development, how would you assess how the impact that JCI has had on youth development generally?
I mean, I use me as a walking example. When I first entered the organization, I was very shy, and I entered in 2017, and never would have thought in a million years that I would be actually sitting down in Barbados doing an interview with you, Pearson, or even talking about my journey. I've seen my growth. I've seen even at work. I like to give a joke where we're planning events, and they'll be like, Lord, it's not a JSI event, because JSI, no, it keeps you to a standard and a protocol that you must live up to, and I take that into my everyday being. And I've seen other young persons come in the organization after me, and they would have said, Laurel, thank you for being an influence. The organization has helped me grow. I've learned to do certain things. Project management within the organization actually helps you for everyday living. We have a saying in JCI, you learn by doing, and that is what we take with us every day.
You're from Antigua.
Correct.
But you are now serving the West Indies chapter of JCI.
Yes, please.
How many chapters across the region are there in every island?
Basically, we actually re-establishing in St. Kitts. We're establishing St. Lucia. You have Grenada, Guyana, Barbados, Antigua. We're re-establishing in St. Lucia, and we actually have another national vice president who is assigned to St. Lucia. He is now currently in St. Vincent, but he's going to hop over in St. Lucia just a bit. And am I forgetting anybody? Guyana. And Trinidad, and how can I forget Trinidad and Tobago?
Yes.
And Dominica.
And Dominica, correct.
So pretty much almost the entire region.
Yes, please.
And those who have fallen off a little bit, you're reestablishing your presence there.
Yes, please.
Talk to me a little bit. I know education is a part of the mantra, the purpose of JCI. What kinds of initiatives have been undertaken, and how would you assess their impact as well through education?
JCI, I think that is what separates us from other service clubs, is that we are big on trainings and programs. So we have, when you come a member, we have different trainings that you can do. There's project management, presentation, networking, leadership, and that actually helps you again in your everyday life. JCI International actually has like different programs as well, like Creative Young Entrepreneurs, which is currently happening now, 10 Outstanding Young Persons, which is now happening again. So I mean, it helps you in any aspect of your life, and it helps to educate you. JCI is an organization for you.
Yes, for sure.
There's a lot of concern, Sheldon, about men and just generally civic society and how people relate one to the other in civic society. I'm trying to address this from the youth perspective. and which is the cohort you'll go after as well. Talk to me a little bit about what the JCI is doing as it relates to people understand the civics of society.
Okay, so
There's so much.
yeah, there's so much. There's definitely so much. I'm going to piggyback on what Laurel just mentioned in terms of the fact that our target audience is the young people. The idea is that we aim to ensure that young people within Barbados, across the Caribbean, across the world, are involved in meaningful activities, right? That allows us those young people, because those young people, as they're trained, as they're groomed within JCI Barbados or JCI West Indies or JCI anywhere, the idea is that they're groomed to be able to be functional members of the society in which they reside, and that allows them, because as she rightly said, a lot of the activities that we do within JCI, the trainings, it builds us up to it builds us up to be outstanding citizens, right? Where we can have powerful impact wherever we reside. So whatever space we're in, we are able to effectively have a positive impact. And this is something that we do, as she said, through doing. Mm-hmm. So the idea is that as we're planning for projects, as we're planning for activities, as we're planning to do and to serve our communities, the young people, the boys, the girls, everybody, they have the opportunity to grow, for them to be able to be an outstanding citizen within the space in which they are.
Laurel, would you want to add to that?
I definitely do. I mean, with JCI, I think that we realize that we have to also adapt to the ever-changing world. You notice now everybody's talking about AIs and all of that. So JCI actually is implementing and pushing how we can even adapt and use AIs in our programs. I must even highlight with what's going on across JCI America, and just to plug in, our International Executive Vice President, she actually hails from JCI Antigua in the name of Senator Chanela Govaya. And one of the mandates was training. So even maybe last week we had training on finances, training on project management. So it's just a pool of educational foundation to help to uplift and educate everyone in the society. And what I like about it too, they've even catered, so even if you're not a member, they allow you to log in and you can take part, and then hopefully that will even encourage you to become a member of JCI as well.
Yep, you know it for sure. There's always training. There's so much training.
That's fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, mathematics, which is ours, you said you want to scale that up. But what are some of the best practices from Antigua that you think that you would like to see the region also adopt?
JCI Antigua is actually known for its mentorship and strong presence within JCI, and I think we can actually have the other Caribbean countries adopting it. But I've noticed Barbados has actually been adopting those best practices, because some of the senior members, like my mind run on Senator Kevin, Senator Khalid, past president, well, she's now serving as PR for JCI West Indies Kids Warner, they still have that presence within the organization. It's not like we served and they left. So if President Sheldon has an issue, he can call on either any one of the names I just mentioned, and they'll be willing to assist. And I think that is a big thing for us in like mentoring and sharing best practices and knowledge.
So how do you bring all of the cohorts of the region together? Is there not a camp, but you get me.
A national convention.
Thank you so much. That's the word, the C word.
We do have a national convention that is happening in October, and we'll be in St. Vincent.
Yep.
However, we'll be having our mid-year meeting in Honduras, and that actually takes place when we're going for our area conference. With many persons from across the world are coming. We're jet setting to Honduras, Rotan. So I'm really looking forward to that, and that is where we get to meet, network, we share what we're going through, we have our mid-year meeting, we do our reports. I mean, it's an amazing experience, and what I love about the organization too, once you go to an Area C or a convention, you never want to not stay home ever again. You always want, because the networking, I mean, I can call somebody, I know somebody in Switzerland, I know somebody in Haiti, I know somebody in Africa. The networking.
This is fantastic. Membership. I know you're going after a particular age cohort, but how can I, when I choose to be, how can I do so and let you know that I want to be?
Okay,
is it online or is it in person? Okay.
So we meet in person. We have sessions in person, but to reach out to us, we are on Instagram. You can find us on Instagram, JCI Barbados. You can find us on Facebook as well, GSA Barbados as well. I think a number should be, I think we provide a number that could come on the screen exactly for the thing. So to reach out to our...
We'll keep watching for us, so when it comes up, you'll see it yourself.
Yeah, so that is the contact information for our Vice President for recruitment, Lynn Marie Christian. So we can reach out to her or find us on Instagram or Facebook and just reach out and let us know that you want to get involved, because we do want you to get involved, because a lot of the times we have a lot of activities in terms of impact projects that really and truly the most impact we can achieve is if we have the hands to ensure that we can execute. And they're very powerful projects, just like mathematics. They're very, very important and impactful projects, but sometimes we do need the hands. And we don't want persons to just come for the projects. We want persons to come for GSA and to get the training, to get the experience that we have here, because as Laurel just mentioned, the truth is that once you attend a convention or any of the conventions, you really ensure you're drawn in. Because I think last time my first experience last year was convention in Antigua. And actually, I think at that convention last year, I would have indicated last year?
2023.
Yes, 2023, yes.
I was president.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
as we grow older, time goes like that.
Correct. But at the convention, I remember saying, you know, I sat and I watched the national councillors, which is the presidents from each chapter, sitting up front. And I remember saying, you know, this is going to be me shortly. Wow. And this year, when we go to St. Vincent, that will be me sitting at the head table with the national councillors with the members across the region. So the truth is, the experience was amazing. It was lovely. And the idea is that once you do that, you get involved, you want to do more. 100%.
That is so powerful what you just said, you know, that's going to be me. Because you saw leadership qualities, you saw things that you saw that you could aspire to. Yeah. And so with everyone joining, becoming members of JCI, you know, you will meet people who are powerful, who will inspire you to also be equally powerful. And that, I think, is absolutely critical. In terms, Laurel, there's the information on your screen, everybody. Just pay attention. JCI Chamber International, the call number and the email address to JCI Barbados. In terms of the ratio of women to men who are members of JCI, what do you see?
I would believe it depends on the territory. In Antigua, we have actually more women than men, but in some territories, you actually have organizations that just consist of men. I think JCI Japan is like that. It's only men, and they do have the female chapters as well in other territories as well. But you know, normally they say, "Who runs the world?"
Okay, that's what they say. But that's what they say, correct? They could get it wrong, right, Sheldon?
They could.
But I have noticed though that a lot of men are stepping up into leadership qualities. Like when I served on the board in 2023 in Antigua, my board actually had 3 or 4 males made up. And then you notice, look at President Sheldon, he's a male. And last year, JCI Barbados had a male as president in the name of Devon. So the males are really stepping out.
And in Barbados, what's the experience for you, Sheldon?
The experience in Barbados, I think we have a good mix, actually. There's definitely a significant number of females, but I think we have a good mix in Barbados. But actually, you rightly said, it does vary from year to year. It may vary in terms of the shift, but generally we have a good mix in Barbados.
I know children is also, not just those who are members of the JCI and you're going after your age cohort alone, but because of the mathematics.
Mathematics.
That word is going to send me to my grave. But you know, because of that, you're reaching beyond your age cohort and you're approaching things systematically from the root. And you're attending to do so. Math is one. I know we still struggle with English language, Laurel. We still study with a whole host of other subject studies as well. Is that something you think that the JCI West Indies might want to tackle, looking at other areas of deficits and try to attend those?
Yes, and we definitely do. Like on Sunday, we have public speaking competition coming up. We actually, JCI is known for debating as well. In different territories, they actually have programs in schools in relations to public speaking, writing. So it's just for the organizer to say, okay, I want to try this project. And of course, the president at the time can call another president and say, hey, can you give me some tips on how we can do this, and tailor it, of course, to your demographic.
Yeah, there's a lot of need, I think, and to be able to spot those deficits and then fill those needs or meet those needs, I think is important.
Yes.
And the JCI is well poised to be able to do so. You have the machinery to do so as well. So well done to each of you. Where do you go from here, Laurel? You're in Barbados now. What's
I
next?
am. I will be jet setting to.
You love that word, boy. Jet set, girl.
I'll be jet setting to Raton, but before I came here, I actually visited Grenada in February, who I am assigned to as well. But then we'll be in Raton, and then we'll be going to St. Vincent in October for National Convention.
Yes.
Again, did you see yourself being the journeyer for JCI?
I didn't, but once I got in and I saw the benefits that I would have gained, like I had no choice. I just had to continue because it pushed you, and I had mentors around me who saw the potential within me and said, you got to go, you got to do it. So that is what JCI does for you.
Nice. Okay, so when did you arrive in Barbados?
Last night.
Last night.
Kadir.
Yes.
You haven't slept yet, have you? Really?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Because actually last night, you mentioned just now, you mentioned academic activities for St. Joseph.
Yeah.
We were actually that one last night. We were at
Really?
the pop-up Lime
Yeah,
and Lily shops. Yeah, last night. So that was, she went from the airport straight there.
Straight.
And then she went to the hotel.
How was that pop-up?
It was good. I really liked it. I had the wedges and fried marlin. It was,
you had, okay, yes.
it was very tasty. I liked it a lot. It was good. It was a nice atmosphere, and I actually got to spot the AG.
Yes, the Attorney General, he was there. Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. Well, don't spot him next time. Spend some time with him.
Oh, we got a photo up. I'm so happy.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. So you're doing that you came in last night. You're spending today, and then you have the Math Fanatics event coming up on the weekend.
Yes, on
Right.
Saturday.
On Saturday. Do you have a physical location, by the way, for JCI Barbados?
No, so we meet when we have our sessions. We meet at Goddard's training room.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's that space we would normally use for our meetings, but we don't have a location.
Physical location.
Yeah, no.
Is that something that JCI advocates to have a physical location?
Yes, I would 100% support that because it's something that we definitely need because a lot of our stuff that we have, persons are carrying it and what's not. The idea is that we want it in a central location so that should you need to have somebody access it, it wouldn't be a case where someone needs to go and run and get it. Because like, this morning, I almost got here late because I remembered we have a training this evening and I have the projector, but it was at home. So I had to go and get it to make sure you have it this evening because, so it's definitely important for us to have a space that we can ensure that persons can access the different equipment that we may need for any given thing without having to go through someone.
What about Lauren in Antigua? Do you have a physical space as you call your headquarters?
No, we're actually working towards that. As President Sheldon would have rightly said, we actually advocate for that. So we're actually working on it. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Good.
It's in the works.
So I hope any of you corporate entities who have space.
Thank you for saying it.
Yeah.
Well, you say it better than me. Go ahead.
I am reaching out to all corporate sponsors who want to exercise a corporate social responsibility. You can call the good President Sheldon and you can have a discussion to see how best you can assist JCI Barbados in getting their home.
Well said, well said, well said.
And he did it for me. He said it well said. Well done indeed, both of you. Two young people who are so fun and so interesting indeed, but passionate about making a difference from quite young. And so we want to encourage you, those of you who have children between 18 and 40, and who you believe this program can be a benefit to them, contact JCI Barbados. The information is right there on your screen. The opportunities are endless. Laura is in Antigua, Laura is Vice President, and Laura is traveling the world. Laura is interacting with many from across the world as well, and soaking in from that experience as well. And that's what your child can have too. So just contact the JCI Barbados and let them help your child grow in this kind of way. Become strong leaders of society, become strong leaders of self, but make big contributions to the change of the spaces which they occupy through Junior Chamber International, Junior Chamber Barbados chapter, Junior Chamber West Indies chapter as well. All of that is real. All of that is possible. I want to thank you so much, Sheldon Marshall, who is the president of JCI Barbados, and Laurel Jonas, who is the national vice president of JCI West Indies, who's in Barbados until Sunday.
Saturday.
Don't tell me, keep her until Sunday. and then we let her go somewhere else, but she'll come back. She'll come back.
Yes.
indeed.
I will.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having us.
You're welcome. You're very welcome. We're taking a break here on Morning Barbados. We're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people, Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about Solar Ray Microbiome Probiotics and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
In Caribbean, and we are reaching across now to the Barbados Revenue Authority. It is already the 24th of April, and there's a reason I'm saying that, because you could be as guilty as me, or you could be as guilty as so many thousands others, because we're not paying sometimes attention to the deadlines. And when it comes to filing of income tax and other taxes, that is critical, because there's a cost if you miss it. So joining us this morning to clarify those things and all of those things to help us understand and manage that process is Communications Officer with the Barbados Revenue Authority, Erica Lazar. Erica, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, person. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How do you do?
I'm well. I had a fantastic Easter, actually.
Really? What did you do? No, I'm curious.
Yeah. It's a lovely day. Actually, a little bit overcast, but it's a lovely day.
Okay, fair enough, madam. I'm glad you had a fantastic Easter. Now, we are in tax filing season. And we say like that deliberately because there's a period of time for so many of us in whatever area of life to file our taxes. Let's talk deadlines for just a moment. I have to do it as for the personal. I have to file as the person. So what's my deadline? Okay,
so for the personal income tax, filing your deadline is Wednesday, April 30th.
Next week.
That's next week, Wednesday, April 30th. It's fast approaching.
Yes. And so that's for the personal income tax filing. For business, is there a different deadline or the same deadline?
Well, if you are a sole trader, which is a business person who's self-employed, that's also your deadline. That will be April 30th. But the other return is the reverse tax credit. That is for persons who earned below $25,000 for last year, who had less than $500 in income tax deducted, and also worked for at least 4 months. They actually have until December 31st, 2026 to file their 2024 reverse tax credit, which some people will call the 1300.
Right. Yeah, the 1300.
So they have longer. Yeah.
You have until the end of next year to do so. But for us personal and sole traders and business, we have until April 30th. Folks, we have until April 30th. I know that oftentimes we relax, we forget because we get so busy. We think it's such an arduous task. So let's simplify it for everybody now. So where do we go to begin the filing? What website, what web page?
Okay, so the website is tamis.bra, so tamis, tamis.bra.gov.bb. And what I always say personally, I just say, go to Google, put Tamis Barbados or Tamis BRA, and you would find it's the first search result.
Right.
Easy to find.
Right. That's one. So we know where to find it. The other thing that gets us every year, because we forget our password or we don't have it written down, our Tamis number. And so what do I do when that happens?
Okay, so you have several options. You can just select the forgot my password option there on the page. The only caveat is that you have to remember your security question that we asked you when you first registered. So like, what's your mother's maiden name, the name of your pet, stuff like that. Some people actually forget the case that they put it in because it's actually case sensitive. So what you can do, you can give us a call at our contact center at 429-E-TAX or 429-3829, and they can reset your password for you. Or you can come to one of our lovely tax clinics that we have going on right now since April 1st, person. People have been utilizing our tax clinics.
I too. Because we do this just once a year, we tend to forget it. And so therefore, going forward, it's important to write it down and save it somewhere secure.
Definitely. Some people will save it in their phones, or some people put it in their wallets, or Some will have a password saver on their laptops. People save in different places, but invariably people would need to get a password reset, especially if you change your email address or whatnot, because we would not be able to send you your password via the email address if you have changed your email address.
So
yes.
it's important to, if I've changed it, to update you on that, to quote what is my new.
Definitely.
All right. Good, so we got that. And then once we are inside, because our information would have been uploaded by our employer in many cases, those of us who are employed. So once that's inside, is it critical for me then to double check it, or should I assume that it is correct?
You're on the right track here. So if that information is actually called third-party information, that's anything that has been uploaded for you on your behalf. So like your employer would upload your income, the taxes that were deducted from your salary, NIS or national insurance, and Social Security. That's what it is now.
Yes.
Insurance and Social Security. They would upload the benefits, so your maternity benefits, your sick leave benefits, your unemployment benefits, pension, if you're getting a pension privately or from national insurance or the treasury, that information will be uploaded. Also, any charity information, like if you donated to your church or charity last year, that information will be uploaded. And if you're a part of a trade union, your trade union dues and subscription information would be uploaded as well.
But we need to check to ensure that that is the accurate figure.
Yes, so that when you file your return, it is correct.
Yeah, so basically always keep your receipts so that you can do your calculations at file tax in time to know that that information is correct. In terms of okay, so this is your primary job, so you're filing that's been uploaded for you. If you've done outside work for someone else, is that also uploaded, is that someone else to upload that information?
Yes, definitely. That is called goods and services information.
Yes.
And those are for contractors or people who work for themselves. They would normally ask you for whoever asked you for your services would normally ask you for your TAMIS number, and they can upload that information. That is uploaded annually. But in some cases, if it's not there, that does not stop you from putting in the information. So if you know you did some work for, an insurance company as a graphic designer, and the information is not there, you can go in and on page 5, which is the page for self-employed persons, income from trade and business, you can put all your sales. So any money that you made for that year, you can put it there as well as your expenses.
But for me, if I give my services, for instance, to a commercial, voicing a commercial, and I'm paid for it, am I required as the individual to plug in that information? Or is the person for whom I did that, offered that service, are they the ones to plug in that information?
The person who hired you to do the job or the service, they should upload that information. But all people do not necessarily, all entities do not necessarily do it. We would like them to do it a lot more. But if it's not there, you can put it there as a self-employed person. You can put it there on your own.
All right.
Because as a self-employed person, you know what your expenses are. You know what you earn. So you can actually put that information on page 5.
You know what scares us is at the end when it calculates whether we end up not getting a return.
I always say, some people get really, really scared. It's like, oh my God, that's pay. If you are filing, we do not know if you have to pay until you file.
Yes.
We don't know.
So that's usually one of the things that makes us pause for just a moment. Is that if I include my additional income, it could well impact my return if I get one at all or none. And so that scares a lot of people. All right, so we do all of that. In terms of dependents and what other benefits are derived from having dependents, and so there's a category that allows for that. Is that so?
Not anymore. Not anymore. No, that's been removed for a couple of years now, actually, and we still get a lot of questions. People say, can I pay for my children?
Yes.
That's not there anymore, unfortunately. What still is there is the medical expenses for persons who are 40 years and over, the trade union dues, which I spoke about earlier, solar panels or a solar panel system. You can claim for that as well. If you donate to an approved cultural project, you can claim for that. One or two other things, but yeah, a lot of the things that we had before are not there anymore.
Oh dear. All right. Not our fault. It's just not there anymore. If I'm constructing a house, or doing renovations to my home, is that still there?
If it's a rental property, that will be an expense that you can put that information on the rental income page.
Right.
But no, not anymore. Not for a house that you live in. No.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Now, and okay, so once everything is in and it automatically calculates what is what, but we have an option often to either receive by check or by bank transfer. I know we know.
We really prefer by transfer because
Right.
it is faster. It's a lot easier, more efficient. We really prefer that.
Right. So it's best that you do indicate so, and that's
Yes,
the
you can put
information.
your-
I want
Yes,
the folks at home to know that we would rather that, or you would rather that it is by bank transfer because it's safer, cleaner, quicker in some instances because you don't have to wait until the mail service brings it to you. And so that's important. So you indicate that that's what you want to do and you enter your banking information correctly.
Yes, that's on page 11 of the return. So that's a very important page. That page will tell you whether you have to pay us, line 1100, or if you're getting a refund, line 1110. So if you're getting a refund, just select, I want to receive my refund via direct deposit. Select the financial institution. The entire list is there, whether it's a credit union or it's a commercial bank, and then you put your bank account number. Personally, we've had some people who put the card number, the actual debit card number.
Right.
But we want the account number. So if you're not sure, I would say contact your bank or credit union just to make sure you know what the account number is.
Yeah, it is the account number, not the card number. The account number is what is absolutely critical.
Yes.
And then we're good to go. If we're getting a refund, the refund will be transferred to our account. But if we owe, after having gone through all of that, and we find ourselves in the deficit page where we now owe government because somehow it wasn't calculated in our favor, that's the way we view it, what happens then?
Right. So you can then pay online. So you would say no to the direct deposit option, and then you would submit your return. And there's a payment option online that you can pay with your debit or credit card.
Oh,
Very
okay.
easy.
Yeah. Okay. So 30th of April is our deadline, folks. If I miss the deadline by a day, do I have to pay the charge?
Yes. 11:59 p.m. April 30th. That is the last time. From 12 a.m. the next day, the $500 penalty would apply. But personally, I wanted to mention the tax clinics that we have going on right now to help everybody file on time if they have any issues.
I'm coming to that, Erica. I operate in my mad way for a reason. So all of that we know. We have to. Folks, there's a deadline. But as you're saying now, I'll give you the opportunity to talk about the tax clinics because it is so critical for those who are struggling because either we don't have access to the technology to be able to file ourselves or we are uncertain as to what to do. But your officers are available to help us understand what we need to do. So the tax clinics are being held across the island, are they?
Yes. So, our daily clinics are at Queen's Park Steel Shed from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. And that's from Monday to Saturday. And then we have additional locations on Saturdays. So on Saturdays, we have 6 locations. So the Queen's Park Steel Shed, we have 3 resource centers, Briar Hall in Christchurch, we have Valley Resource Center in St. George, and we have the Rice's Resource Center in St. Philip. And then we also have our BRA Whole Town office open right there next to the police station. And then we have our Bridge Street Mall office as well open on Saturdays. So we have 6 locations on Saturdays. And during the week, we have our Queen's Park Steel Shed, and it's nicely air conditioned. And you can come and get your tax return filed so you don't have to worry after April 30th.
I live in St. Lucie. You smile, Erica. You make me come all the way to Old Town, which is maybe the nearest. Yeah, you smile. That's all right. But I'm sure over time you will open up some centers in the north, a little bit closer to some. But when I come to the tax clinics, what do I come with?
Right. We would like you to come with your ID card and your TAMIS information sheet. So when you register in TAMIS, you would have received a TAMIS number or a tax identification number. Also bring your username and your password with you. Yes.
So that's all.
So it'll be a lot faster. Yeah. Because if you have to find you in the system, it might take a little bit longer. So if you already have if you come walking with your username and your password, we can get in quickly and get you out as fast as possible.
And no other documentation at all to verify anything at all?
Your
other than
ID,
that-
your ID card.
I
ID
got that.
card.
But when I'm going through the numbers, should I walk with receipts? Should I walk with bills? What do I do? Should I come with anything at all other than what you've just asked me to walk with?
Well, that will only be for people who are self-employed, who have
Right.
self-employment income. But we always advise persons like that to really, you can have the services of a tax agent or a tax accountant if you're not sure exactly what's going on with your information, or what expenses you have, or what the wear and tear is and whatnot. We do advise you to get the services of a tax accountant or a tax agent, because if you're coming to our tax clinics and you have a year's worth of receipts, so you can think that may take a little bit long to go through. So you should have that information to hand. Come with your sales information and your expenses information so that we can plug it in one time rather than having to add it up on the spot.
Okay. So there's a lot. Folks, if you've forgotten your ID, your TIN or your password, contact the BRA. They can help reset it for you. That's one thing. Secondly, when you start to file, go through it carefully. Make sure that information is accurate. Because if it is not accurate, then what do we do? If we realize that it's somehow, no, what my employer uploaded for me is not quite right, what do I do?
I'm glad you asked that question, person. So if you made a mistake on your return, you can actually amend it. At the Returns tab, there's a drop-down menu that says Request Return Amendment. Click that. We click 2024. We open your return, make the change, and we submit it.
Oh, good.
So
Thank you,
you have
Jesus.
60 days
Okay.
to make that change.
So a couple
it can go
months
straight
to
through.
make your change. If not, it's sealed and signed and it's done. And so time is going to be of the importance. But there's a tax clinic on at Queen's Park in the shed from 9 till 3 each day, weekday. And then on Saturday, there are a number of satellite locations. One at Briar Hall, I know, one at Whole Town. Help me, Races.
We have Races, yes. And we have Valley in St. George, Valley Missouri Center
Right.
in St. George. And then we also have our Bridge Street Mall
Bridge Street.
office open as well. So we have 2 Bridgetown locations.
Right. And those satellite locations are open for what time to what time? Same hours?
Same 9 a.m. until 3 p.m.
Okay,
And this Saturday is the last Saturday. So please, if you haven't filed your return yet, check your information now. Don't wait until the last minute. Come and get some help, and we can get you filed on time. And there's no issues after April 30th.
All right. Tamis is where we're going, folks. So that's where we log in and we get our information uploaded. And we sign off basically by checking and saying, yes, it's okay. Remember, bank transfer is critical. It's important that you do the bank transfer, but quote the account number, not the card number. The account number, the actual account number that where the money will be sent into. The card number is just access codes that you use at the ATMs and so forth, but the account number is where the money resides, you know? And so we want you to be accurate where that's concerned indeed. Erica, I'm not sure if there's anything else you think we may have missed, because this is no crunch time for a lot of us.
Yes, it is. There's one thing I would like to mention because I've been seeing it quite a lot on page, because I know all the page numbers.
I could tell.
And everything on every page. So on page 1, there's a question: are you resident for tax purposes? Some people are saying no, and if you've been resident or living in Barbados for at least half of the year, 182 days, you need to say yes, so that you can get your tax allowance, 25,000. So I'm seeing some people saying no. So if you have been resident in Barbados for at least 182 days of the year, last year, you say yes on page 1.
Right. Got you. Thank you, Erica. Thank you so very much indeed. And to your officers, I hope you have all the strength in the world, because today and Saturday, right down to the 30th. I wish you well indeed. But thank you so much, Erica.
All right.
All right,
Thank you
take
for
care.
having me.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Erica Lazar, Communications Officer with the Barbados Revenue Authority, reminding us this is tax season. The 30th of April is our deadline, folks. It is time to get serious now. Tax clinics are available across the island, in Queen's Park today and on the weekend at satellite locations across the island. So it's critical that you get online and get your taxes filed as soon as possible. We're taking a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hi, Jason.
it gotten easier for you after getting that?
Welcome to Nature's Discount, the ultimate health food store. At Nature's Discount, we have thousands of quality products at great prices.
Hi guys, Dottie here with Nature's Discount, and today we are talking about solar ray, microbiome, probiotics, and why you should be taking them.
And we have well over 3,000 amazing products to help you get healthy.
For your health tips, tune in to CBC TV 8 every Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday for Nature's Discount, sponsored by Get Healthy Incorporated.
Week after week, Scald presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close.
Morning, morning, good morning, good morning to you.
We have 9 minutes now to go to the hour of 7 o'clock. We meet a man this morning who says he is their voice and it hurts. But why does it hurt? And who is he? Jason Green is his name. He joins me now. Jason, good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, welcome to Barbados. Why are you here?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm here to be the voice and to speak up for the people, the amputees, who I have seen do not have a voice. And I think it's time that the voice is heard. They're suffering in silence.
And it hurts you that that voice is not being heard.
It hurts. Yes, it does.
And so that drove you to really make a difference. You said, you know what? Nah, they have to be heard, or we have to be heard, because you are also an amputee.
Yes.
So talk to me briefly about what happened to your leg.
Back when I was 9 years old, I was driving a lawnmower and I slipped and fell, and it got on top of me and it chopped me up.
Ooh.
So that I lost my left foot, some toes on my right. 3 months of rehabilitation in hospitals. I was up and walking again.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God that I had a really good support system around me to make sure that I had the love and care that I needed and the supports that I needed.
You were 9 years old.
9 years old, yes.
Able-bodied, young 9-year-old, doing what 9-year-old boys do, wanting to be just like daddy. He's cutting the lawn, and boom, his life changed. And since that change, you felt that with all that you've been through, somehow people are not hearing you. And what were they not hearing?
Well, it's not a fact that they're not hearing me. It's a fact that all of my life preferences and all of my life, everything that I've been through right now, up until this point, has led me to come to Barbados and to help the amputee community here. And during this last trip of me being here, this last mission trip, I found out that the people are not being heard here. There's a tier system. When you go to get a prosthetic, there's one option, and that's it. You have to buy the new prosthetic limb. If you can't afford a prosthetic, what happens? You get put into the system. You have to make a loan. You have to sell your car. You have to do something because you need your prosthetics. I've met a lot of people on the back end of that during this trip who can't afford that. So they're without their legs. This one lady I met, she has been waiting for her 2 prosthetic limbs since 2016. And that hurts. That hurts. I put myself in her shoes. Why? Because I can. Because I'm an amputee, and I would never want to. I can't even fathom that. 2016, imagine if I had to wait for my legs. So I came in with a system in place, and I went to the people that are making the decisions, and it was a no. The prosthetics that I am dealing with are the used prosthetics, and they only want us to have the new prosthetics. So there has to be another option for the people who can't afford the new prosthetics, and that's all I'm about.
Yeah.
Is to give them another option.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, we have used cars and brand new cars. That's
Exactly.
an option for people.
Exactly.
So why not the same thing with prostheses?
Exactly.
And so you're here not just to, what is it? What do you want to achieve when you leave? What do you want to see changed when you leave?
I would like to see different organizations step up in the private sector. I'm looking to connect, and I have connected with a few of those. The government sector is brand new. They only want to sell brand new stuff. And I'm willing to work with anybody out there, private sector organizations, to make this used prosthetic tier, create this new tier so everyone can be involved. And the people that can't afford, that's where they will be saved. And there's so many lives out there that can be changed. And it has to start with the second tier. Like you said before, perfect. When you go buy a car at a dealership, you don't just buy the Cadillac. Not everybody can afford a Cadillac. But you do leave the dealership in a car. And people who come to get a prosthetic, they need to leave with a prosthetic, whether it be a new one or a used one, refurbished. And I have companies in the US who are willing to do that. So
that's your mission while you're here.
That
it's a very noble mission as well. I mean, there are many people, we're known as the amputee capital of the Caribbean. And so we want to be able to provide that upliftment to those who find themselves having to live with an amputation, to be able to walk, stand tall, to feel their full self again. And so that's your mission. And you've met with government, you've met with other social and other civil organizations, hoping that they hear you so that they provide the opportunity for you to be able to do so. You believe that there are organizations outside of Barbados in the United States who can supply these, the other tier of prostheses that you're talking about, the used and better and refurbished ones. What's the general cost of at least one prosthetic?
The cost of a used prosthetic or a new?
A new one to begin with.
The general cost of a new one, you're talking $7,000.
And the used one could come in at what price range?
The used one could come in, it depends on the price of the socket and who's going to do it and what medical facility you go through. I don't know those numbers right now, but these limbs from the States are donated. So once you acquire the shipping cost, you acquire the in-house cost of getting a socket from the person that's here in Barbados, the doctor fee, all that stuff. That would be the cost of the leg, but we're not looking at
benefits.
Minuscule, tiny price. That would open the door and allow for all these people to be serviced that are waiting.
Right. So you've had some meetings.
Yes.
And you're hopeful that they'll all be yes at the end of it all, and we have that tier of suppliers of prostheses that are refurbished and that are accessible by the average person who absolutely needs them. And so you're embarked on that mission. And is there anywhere else in the Caribbean you're doing this, or it's just Barbados primarily?
Barbados has been my focal point. Once I get the template set, I would like to duplicate that. St. Kitts, Tortola, Puerto Rico.
You're doing it well, and you will not tire. You intend to make this happen.
Yes.
I'm moved
It
by
has to happen. It has to happen, because if it doesn't, we have a big problem. And like you said before, is there any other people trying to help in Barbados? With used prosthetics, the answer is no. I haven't seen it, and I wonder why it hasn't happened already, and why there's only one way to get a prosthetic here, which you have to buy the new one. If you can't afford the new one, then you have none. That doesn't sound right. So,
well, you're on a good move.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so we encourage you to keep it up. Don't lose your foresight. Don't lose your passion about this, because I think we need to get people uplifted as well. So thank you. How can people, if they're curious to talk to you, how can they do so?
They can reach me through Facebook. They can reach me through
As
Instagram.
Jason Green.
Jason K. Green.
Jason K.
Jason K. Green.
Green without the E at the end, by the way.
Yes, without the E. And I do mentoring, and I talk to people through my messenger, and I get to know them in personal. And that's the way that I've been moving forward and been able to just be like natural and make it happen.
Yeah.
So
he's making those waves.
Yes.
And so, Jason Green, we commend you. Wish you well. I hope many people do find you and make connections with you. Jason K. Green. There it is on your screen. Look at the spelling of green. We tend to do the E at the end, but in this instance, it's not the E. It's Jason K. Green. Reach out to him. He can talk with you. He can share with you. He can help you feel better about yourselves. But most of all, he wants to provide an opportunity for there to be another layer of access to prostheses through the improved versions of those that are used indeed. And so we want you to give him fullest support, because amputees need this. Thank you, Jason. Wish you well. You're very welcome. Take a break, and we're back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
There is a saying, you can find a Bajan anywhere. Are you a Bajan living abroad? Or do you know of one who has migrated to another country? Well, we at Mornin Barbados would love to have you or them on our Bajan Affair segment. Share your amazing stories, experiences, and how you have adapted to a new culture. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.vb, and together we will travel the world.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
It's 2 minutes past the hour now. Let's take a look at some news. Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados, Dr. Kevin Greenidge, is speaking out about the circulation of a deep fake video falsely purporting to be him. In a strong and direct message, the governor distances himself from the video and warns Barbadians about the dangers of financial fraud.
It has come to my attention that a digitally manipulated video falsely impersonating me as Governor of the Central Bank of Barbados is circulating on WhatsApp and other online platforms. This video is a scam. It is designed to deceive and defraud individuals of their monies. Please do not engage with it or share your personal financial information in any form or fashion. This is another example of the lengths that people will go to defraud ordinary persons, and I take this opportunity to urge Barbadians to remain vigilant and to report any suspicious content to the appropriate authorities.
Government is looking to bury the vexing issue of abandoned dead bodies, which is a major burden on the public's purse. Senior Minister and the Minister of Health and Wellness, Senator Dr. Jerome Walcott, most honorable, says at this time, government is paying 2 funeral homes to store over 50 bodies. He spoke about the problem while addressing the Health Service Amendment Bill 2025.
I'm not going to call the names, and you're paying something like $35 a day at one and $45 a day at the other. You're paying this as much as $35,000 to $45,000 per month, and I believe one of these goes back to 2020, where there's no next of kin. Admit that they're next of kin. Formerly, it was handled through QVH, through the National Assistance Board, but that was meant for people who were destitute in situations of real poverty, where the families couldn't afford to bury them, and provision would be made through the National Assistance Regulators to do that. what we found is that in a lot of these cases, there are relatives, but they don't come to claim these bodies, and we are faced with a mountain bill.
Minister Walcott says government is amending the Health Services Bill to allow the Queen Elizabeth Hospital to deal with the abandoned bodies.
It's best suited to amend the bill so that the QH would be in a position to go through the process. You have to go through the process of going to the welfare department, trying to identify if after 7 days no one comes to claim the body. The welfare department then has to still go through the process to try to identify. And we're saying that now, rather than leaving it there for months and years, that we need to move to a process where after 2 weeks we give another public notice, and thereafter we might more than likely have to move to cremation.
Healthcare professionals are being urged to be the change needed for Barbados to deal with mental health challenges. That was the message delivered by Minister in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Davidson Ishmael, as the Psychiatric Hospital's 2025 awards ceremony. Many staff members were recognized for their hard work and dedication. Rachel Agard has a report.
Nurses, clinicians, support staff, administrators, and all those who work behind the scenes at the Psychiatric Hospital were honored for their excellence in healthcare. Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Davidson Ishmael, says those people serve, give of their best and sacrifice, which sometimes goes unrecognized. But he says their contribution to the stability of the country cannot be underscored. Mr. Ishmael says there are many in today's society who are not handling life's challenges very well.
We have issues relative to crime and violence and youth deviance in particular. But we also have a lot of mental health challenges as well that are presenting in our society at different levels. At the Psychiatric Hospital, of course, you guys are dealing with the acute issues of mental illness. But we have many people in our society who are not handling life well.
Mr. Ishmael also urges all to embrace the anti-stigma Check My Bias campaign in an effort to break down the stigma created over many decades and generations. He says the country needs to do better on a whole when it comes to dealing with mental health.
So I want us as champions of mental health in our country to see ourselves as bigger than the Psychiatric Hospital and see yourselves as part of the messengers that have to go out there on a daily basis within your very conversations in your home around the dinner table, within the rum shop where some of you spend some of your time. Don't laugh, David, maybe. Within your social groups, within your churches, within wherever people are, left, right, up, down, wherever people are, take a moment to encourage those who are around you to take better care of their mental health.
Meanwhile, Assistant Hospital Director Andrea Wharton-Boyce believes each and every person deserves to be recognized for the challenges they face and the grace with which they face them.
Thank you for your resilience, your teamwork, and your unwavering commitment to care. Tonight, we will celebrate the shining stars among us today because you, me, and we are the heart of the Psychiatric Hospital.
She was among those receiving a Trailblazer Award, along with Ryan Lewis, Dr. Joy Sue, and Dr. Joanne Brathwaite. Rachel Agard, CBC News.
Thanks, Rachel. To sports now, Barbados are back-to-back champions of the West Indies Rising Stars Under-15 competition. The young Bajans finished the tournament unbeaten after brushing aside Guyana Under-15s in a top-of-the-table clash by 49 runs in their Round 5 fixture at the Coolidge Ground in Antigua. Opting to bat first, the Barbados posted 209 for 8 in their 50, led by Seth Smith with 47, Justin Paris 38. Spinner Reyaz Latif was the pick of the bowlers. He took 3 for 31. Ghana Under-15s in response were bowled out for 160 in 45.3 overs. Asher Brentford took 3 for 19. We have the highlights.
They may be trying to get their
This ended that tournament on 27.4 points for their 5th title in 7 years, with Trinidad second on 19.4 and Ghana third on 18.6 points. That's news until now. More news at noon here on TV8. Morning Barbados comes right back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
That is Jacayla Hoy. That's the little 7-year-old tiny mite who is powerful at table tennis. And she is one of our exceptional young people indeed. And we're so absolutely proud because we have her here with us. Jacayla, good morning. How are you doing? How was it watching yourself on TV?
Good.
You good? Look at me, look at me, look at me. So, do you love to play tennis? Table tennis?
Yes.
Really? How long have you been playing table tennis now?
2 years.
3 years?
2.
2. And tell me, move your hand from your face so we can all see your beautiful face. So, what got you started playing table tennis?
My mother is a coach.
Your mommy is your coach? And can you beat your mommy? Are you really, really good? You were just now playing in a tennis match against who? Who were you playing against?
A Jamaican girl.
The girl from Jamaica. Who won?
She.
She did? But now you know why she won, right? But you win games too, don't you? So talk to me. How do you play table tennis?
Good.
Yeah, but how can I play it? I can't play table tennis. Why can't I play table tennis?
I never seen you.
Pardon me?
I never seen you.
You've never seen me. You're quite right. You've never seen me play table tennis. But if you had to teach me to play table tennis, do you think you can? Okay. Why? Because you don't think it's possible? Right. Use your words. Use your words. And so, do you enjoy the game?
Yes.
What about it you love? Tell me. You just love playing table tennis? All right. You brought along with you Kevin Farley, who is your coach. He's also director of Caribbean Unity Sports Club. Kevin, here you go. You have a little magic on your hands right now. Talk to me about how you discovered her passion for the sport of table tennis.
Morning to everyone in Barbados. 2 years ago, we would have started the Caribbean Unity Sports Group. It's really based a community-based to handle at-risk youth and certain behaviors in children. And one of the things that we found when we first started, that for many years, table tennis have been centered around what we call the higher echelons of society in terms of people. So we want to involve now people who, at any level, at any wherever household you come from, we want you to have that ability to be able to play table tennis as well. And I think at 7 years old, she would have started at the Belmont Primary School. There are about 4 more other girls who are there too that can play very well at the same school. So we have now been expanding our program. As I say, we probably would need some funding to probably get the program a little further as it keep going. I think that's one of the challenges we face. And also too at the BTA level, which is the Barbados Association, we now have to grow the sport in Barbados through every community because our sport really is on a decline.
Okay. But you've discovered these young ladies at the Belmont Primary who have a passion for the game. I know you're beginning to coach them all the way through. And you've seen how she plays. I mean, the girl is swift on her feet and has a good eye. What do you think is her potential?
Well, honestly, this tournament that she's playing is on the 19th, and she's actually only 7. So really and truly, her tournament is in August on the 11th, on the 30th. And for her at this level to show this kind of, as you saw earlier on TV, this kind of performance, we know what's going to happen for the next 2 years and so on with her.
Wow.
And I think that all the Barbados race should, come behind her, because, as I say, we are really dealing with people who are really at risk and people who are not privileged to have certain, in terms of funding and so on. This is very important for her at this young age to have this exposure, to be on television, national television, and speaking, to the whole of Barbados about her performance and where her school started and so on. I mean, she's a little shy, and you must forgive her, because at 7 years old, I don't think much of us could sit in front of the audience and speak that well.
Yes. So, Jakayla, there's some other girls at your school who play, right? What class are you in? I don't know what that means. What class are you in?
Class 1.
Class 1. Okay. And what's your favorite subject at school?
Math.
Why is math your favorite subject?
It's easy.
Math is easy? Seriously? So you really, really love math?
Yes.
You don't have the same passion for English? But you love to, when you play sports, is table tennis the sport that you love to play most? Tell me about the other girls at your school who play table tennis. You don't know their names? Right, so what are their names?
Renisha.
There's Renisha.
Sarah.
And there's another girl. And do you play table tennis while at school as well? And you beat them, right? So what else do you like to do for fun? Nothing much, really? You're so shy. But that's all right. You've done so very well, Jakayla. Jakayla Hoyt is her name. She's a prodigy when it comes to table tennis, indeed. And seriously, we're so impressed by her. And so, Kevin, this is what you do in your club. You look for those in community who need the assistance, and you give them the opportunity to be able to live their dream out and exercise that passion that they have for the sport. How many people come through your club, really, have been through your club?
Well, to be honest with you, the club usually has about 50 children and so on in the club right now, and based on the 2 years that we were a thing there, we had almost about 200 to 300 children pass through the club. I think one of the challenges is that a lot of people ask why young people go towards crime, and in terms of where there's so many young people in periods for crime. I think that one of the challenges are that not much emphasis is really based on sports. And I think that is where a lot of young people need to challenge their energy, because there's a career out there. Some people make money from it. Some people go on to be coaches. Some people go on to be at different levels and so on within the sport. So we have to make young people understand that there is a career path in sport rather than just making sport of sport. I think for too long we Barbados have been doing that, making sport of sport. I mean, everybody might not be like to be a doctor, a banker, a lawyer, but there are other paths that we have to encourage these young children to do, because not everybody can like to do those simple things that they said earlier.
So where's your club located? Well,
our club is in Haggett Hall. Those of you who know the Haggett Hall Resource Center, we have a club in, we branch out. We have one in Passage Road, we have one at North Star, St. Lucie.
Nice.
So we're trying to get around the island, to try to service as much people as possible. As they say, right now it's limited to funding because we don't have, and we're trying our best with, my currently government salary to see how best we can get everything operate, and that, as you know, that's not that great, so it's very restricted in terms of funding.
When you hear the name Fardy and you hear table tennis, we know what you're talking about. Geniuses indeed. I mean, that's a legacy which you guys carry as well. Is the table tennis center still open?
Yes, we are still open. And as I say, the tournament is still ongoing all up to now. So if you all want to come and see her today, she's playing today from this morning from 9:30. We're going right down until Saturday.
Okay, so the tournament is on until Saturday. Little Jakayla is there from 9 o'clock this morning. Jakayla, are you supposed to be at school? Are you missing your math? But you know you're representing Barbados and you're doing so well. So thank you for coming by. And I hope that, God blesses you to enjoy so many more years of table tennis success, and that you know that we are very, very proud of you as Barbados, okay? All right, Jakayla. Jakayla Hoyt is her name. Her coach is Kevin Fardy. He leads his club known as the Caribbean Unity Sports Club, where he gives opportunity to young people, even Jakayla's age or younger, who love sport, who love table tennis. And so they build their positive side of themselves, indeed, through the sport. So, Kevin, thank you so much for joining us. And Jakayla, have a great day, and I hope you win all of your matches for the rest of the tournament, okay? All right. Mornin Barbados takes a break here. We're back in a moment.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you.
Morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Where were you Easter weekend? I mean, I'm being very, very serious. Were you glued to your television set? Were you watching on social media? Were you just paying attention to Barbados performers in track and field in the Carifta Games from Trinidad and Tobago? Your answer is yes, because I cannot imagine how many people were really talking about Barbados performance in track and field at Easter weekend. And it was all good comments. They represented us well. Head coach Brian Holder is with us right now. You know his face from our commentary on TV8. Brian, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Pearson. How are you?
I am fantastic. How do you feel knowing what happened?
Well, you've asked me two questions in one. Knowing what happened, I'm ecstatic. I feel really good with our performance, but it's really exhausted from the experience.
I'm sure you have been. The team that went, did you see the performance that you expected?
Well, we didn't measure performance based on medal count. We measure performance in terms of performances, distances, heights, that kind of stuff. And we also wanted the visual of giving of the best. Leave everything out there. When you come back, we want to see that you're fully exhausted having given all. So it wasn't a measure. We never actually talked about medals.
Mm-hmm. So using it as your measurement tool, where does it fall? The response?
We are on top of the scale.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're on top of the scale. You saw that they gave their all, they left it all on the field, and win or lose, you saw movement forward in their performance.
Yes.
And it was a full team. It was a really good full team. And when you saw those performances and how those efforts against other athletes in the region, how do you see us ranking and the future for better performances in the next Carifta?
Well, you know, Carifta is forever changing. When we look at the relay teams, for example, in the past, we would have been a medalist in every single relay. We were not so lucky this time. So what we realized is we can only prepare the best that we can, because the dynamic of the Carifta game is changing in terms of performances. So we are going to go back to the drawing board, fine-tune a little bit more our development program, and continue and concentrate on performance more so than getting the medal. It's the process that we need to work on.
Track and field. We oftentimes tend to pay a lot of attention to the track, but there were also outstanding performances in the field events.
Yes.
So who stand with some performances?
Well, Jaden Walker, for example. We had Shania Motley in the high jump for girls under 17. And I mean, she's a first year under 17 high jump competitor. So let's hope that next year the performance will be better than it was this year.
Having had the experience.
Having had the experience,
And
yes.
so there we're watching one of the races. Do you remember this one? He doesn't have a clue. This is one with Jaden.
It is.
Jaden Green. And I know the foundation scholars are here kept saying, if you want speed, go with green. And, you know, that's all they kept telling me, Pierce. If you want speed, you got to go with green. And there he is, fighting his way through. There's a wall of people next to him, but there's something that presses him forward. You know, that's what I want to ask him when we get a chance to talk.
You ask him.
But in terms of the mental preparation, what kind of work goes into getting them mentally prepared for competition?
Well, what we talked a lot about before going to Carifta is staying in your lane, working on what you need to do, executing for yourself, not worrying about the other lane and the other colors that they're wearing. You know, sometimes as Barbadians, we see some colors like green and yellow, and we get a little bit. Yes. We particularly spent time on explaining to them, you know what, stay in your lane, execute as you're supposed to, do the best that you can. Leave it there. However it crumbles, it crumbles. Once we get that from you, we're happy.
We exceeded the number of medals we had last year. That, I see the smile on your face because that was also no doubt part of the plan. I know you told me it was not about win or lose, it was just about performing. But
yeah, but let us be fair to last year as well. Like I said in my intro, from year to year, the quality of performances will vary. And I am sure that those who went last year, they gave the best that they could. I am not really into the comparison, but I'm just going to say that we're building. Last year was one step. We are now on step 2. Hopefully 3, 4, 5, and the others will be better.
So what plans are being put in place to go 2, 3, not 2, because we're on 2, 3, 4, 5?
Right. As I alluded to earlier, we're going to go back to our development program.
Which is?
Which is where the athletes are exposed to specialist coaches. They're exposed to nutrition, public speaking, medical care, that kind of stuff. We're going to go back and strengthen that. We also, I think, need for Barbadians on a whole to understand the importance of sports and the contribution that it can make to society. Recently, we in this country have been having some rough times in terms of the youth. But look at these young people, you know, they brought smiles and joy to the country. And by extension, I think that the country can continue to support them in their endeavors. What you see is the final product, Pearson, is the preparation that we need help with. And that is important to the continued success of the young ones.
So, and is that coaching simply?
No, it's not coaching simply. It's financial. It's persons who have gone there, coming and explaining to them, this is what it is like. It is setting up systems for them, even in terms of going overseas and travel. Our relay teams, we had a meet outside of Barbados, you know, those kind of things add to the product. And I want Barbadians to understand that each of us have a part to play in this.
So when the appeal happens, respond to the appeal positively.
Respond positively, yes.
And I'm talking about in cash and not just in kind of loan. And so we want to encourage you and your team really to keep doing well. You made us all so super proud, Brian. You can't begin to imagine. And I know you saw the reaction at the airport on your return. You heard from the Prime Minister. You saw the social media comments. Bajans are very, very proud of this contingent of athletes who performed at the Carifta Games this year. And so, as you've said, we're at stage 2. We're going to stage 3, 4, and 5 because soon we will be having the most medals coming out of the contingent and the games as well. So, well done, Brian, to you and your team.
Thank you very much.
I'm excited to meet them and have conversation with them. I know they're not exhausted anymore.
I'm sure you will enjoy them.
They're happy to be back.
Sure.
And so that's what we'll do when we come right back after this break.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
Hey there, it's Mahalia. I want to share something that might be really helpful. If you're feeling anxious, overwhelmed, depressed, or lonely and have no one to talk to, call Lifeline Barbados. We all face struggles at times in our lives. You're not alone. There's no need to feel ashamed or embarrassed. It's okay to reach out for support. Lifeline Barbados is completely confidential. No one else will know you called. They're there to offer a caring ear and guidance without judgment. And fellas, I want you to know asking for help is a true sign of strength. It takes real courage to reach out. You can also call Lifeline Barbados if you're worried about loved ones who are struggling and you need advice on how to support them. There's a saying, a problem shared is a problem halved, but not everyone has someone they can confide in. That's why Lifeline Barbados exists, to be there for you or someone.
Will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode of Infinite Possibilities, only on CBC TV8, every Sunday at 1:30 p.m., sponsored by Covenant Life Teaching Center.
Books open your heart, your mind, and your soul. They are educational, entertaining, inspiring, and motivating. Are you an author of a recent book you want to share? Then Mornin Barbados would love to feature your book in our The Next Chapter segment. Send us an email to morninbarbados@cbc.bb. That's morning without the G. Come and let us turn those pages to together.
Week after week, Scold presents exciting reports and documentaries on the most varied topics of our time. Spectacular developments and innovations, lifestyle and trends of tomorrow, mobility and tourism, health news, highlights from art and culture. Each contribution grabs the viewer with extraordinary images and stories and takes him into fascinating worlds which he experiences here exclusively and up close. We're there when companies and specialists develop super satellites for a global network in space and can look behind the scenes. Scold is a window to everything that is there or is yet to come. Fly with us through time to better understand today and tomorrow. You've always wanted that. Scold, a look into the future.
This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
And talking about easy, these guys made it so easy. We're talking to more of our outstanding athletes who represented Barbados at the recently concluded Carifta Games in Trinidad and Tobago, and they came out here with hardware, keeping beer noise on the set indeed. Good morning to all of you winners indeed. Next to me right now is Aaron Morris. Aaron, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Pearson.
And you're carrying the
bronze medal.
The bronze medal in the
800 meter.
Let me tell you, Aaron. I mean, we've watched you through NAPSAC, BSAC, and here you are now at Carifta. How was it for you?
It was a very nice experience, I would say. Well, the race, very tough race, has a lot to say. 800 is not an easy race, a lot of fight. So
800 is 2 laps.
2 laps.
Basically, I mean, and somewhere after for me, after the first lap, I'll be exhausted. I want it done. But you continued on and you were able to get the bronze. So talk to me about the challenges you saw while you were running alongside the others and the things that you had to say to yourself in order to reach the bronze.
I would talk about 2 races. Well, in the prelims, many were seeing a lot of fighting in race. I would say like pushing, shoving. That was a very strong challenge there. But I also know that can't be bullied, go off fight back and push through so that you will get a proper result. Then no, in the final it wasn't as much pushing, but coming on to the last lap, I was passed with the Jamaican athlete.
Which is what we're watching on our screen here right now, by the way. And I know everybody's going to turn their attention to the screen right now where all of that happened. So when you were passed by that Jamaican, what did that mean to you?
Well, I knew it was crunch time. Yeah, because he passed me and he cut right in front of me. So I had an obstacle in my way. So I know I can't let that slow me down. So I went on the outside of him and tried to hold pace with him. Yeah.
So you had to recalculate in your head fast because you needed to get to the finish line, perhaps ahead of him, but at least to medal.
Yes,
and was that your mission just to medal?
Just to medal one and also to get a personal best, which I did.
Fantastic. So you achieved it. You achieved
please.
Everything you did. And you're from the Alexandra School.
Yes, please.
And so I'm sure you're very proud of the School of the North, right?
Very, very, very proud.
I'm from your brother's school, Coleridge and Parry. So I understand what it means to me as well to have you succeed as well. So per ardua ad astra. Good man. Next to him is what they tell me from the newsroom. I mean, our newsroom was watching every trot, every jump, everything. And all it says, where you want speed, look for green. And so Jaden Green, our gold medalist, is with us this morning. Jaden, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Pearson.
Good congratulations to you, man.
Yeah, thanks.
I wanted to maybe show the race just now to Mr. Holder, your coach, and I was asking, what was it that Jaden had to do? Because I'm sure you heard their feet, you could hear them breathing, and you could see from your eyes in the peripheries that people were coming alongside you. What was it that made you think that I could win this, even though you had this wall of people still coming with you?
Main goal was just to keep composure. I know that the other guys will match me for speed, but I just trust in God and coaches that I would execute the race well, and yeah, that's what I did.
Boy, I mean, going into it knowing that you had some giants of the Caribbean also racing with you, did that play on your mind?
A little bit, but I don't try to study it as much because I know the competition will be there, just to go there and do my best.
In terms of starts, how important is a good start for your race?
It's very crucial, but I think that my start isn't there as yet, but I know that when we go back to the drawing board, that that's something that we could fix in the future.
I mean, again, you two came through BSAT. We know of you in BSAT. That's why if you're looking for speed, look for green. And so, but there's a young man in Australia who's running the 200 meters as well. Goop, I think is his name. And you're seeing the times that he's making. How do you feel about that and yourself and your performance, and what do you need to do?
I guess over time, I will figure out. Coaches will go through me to how to get to that level in certain things. And you know, I still got time, man, to get to that point.
It's still got time, man. Yeah. So you're carrying your gold, and is that the bronze as well?
Yeah, 4x1. Bronze in? 4x1, really.
4x1.
Yeah.
And so you did it. You did it. You made yourself proud. But you held up at the end when we stopped it a sign. Yeah. Talk to me about that.
Recently, my aunt died. She was sick. I know she would have been really proud of me. I just wanted to dedicate the race to her and the win. Yeah.
So don't cry on me now. You know, so it was important. You felt it, and you felt her spirit out there with you in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, because I know that if she was here, that she would be really proud of me. So you know, I just tried to attribute it to her. Yeah.
Was this your first time at Carifta?
Yes, please.
Whoa. And you came out as bronze and gold medalist. So you exceeded your expectations, did you?
Yes, please, I did.
Well done indeed. And you still got more life in you to compete again, don't you?
Yeah.
All right, good man indeed. Zachary Wall.
Yes, please.
Zachary Wall of Harrison College, as a matter of fact. Zachary, what are the medals you wear?
400 meter under 17, 4x4 under 17.
In the 4x1?
4x4.
4x4?
Yes, please.
So you're a long distance fella?
400 in long distance.
To me, listen, they told us I could not run any longer than 200 meters. After that, I'm dead. So 400 meters for me is 2 lives. And so there it is now. You went out there in Trinidad and Tobago to compete against, again, some really outstanding athletes in the region. And you did it. You did it. Are you happy with your performance?
Well, obviously, I got the medal, so that was a big thing, but I did a personal best. It wasn't the best race for me, so.
But you did a personal best?
I didn't personal best, no please.
Oh. So, but you wanted to at least personal best too, whether win or lose?
Yes, please.
In terms of preparation for Carifta this year, how did that go for you?
Well, it's been a rough season, you know. In the past years, I've been injured all the time, so. But this year, I haven't been injured, and my coach has spent a lot of time perfecting the race. You know, execution is all that matters in a 400, so that's how training has been.
It was a good race.
Yes.
Any of your relatives were there to witness?
My father was there actually.
And?
Nobody else, just my father.
But you, so when you finished your race, did you go, where's daddy, where's daddy, did you do that?
No, please.
He was furthest from your mind at that point. You were exhausted.
Yes, please.
Well done indeed. And so you represented Barbados well as well. And so do you want to continue in athletics and in the particular disciplines that you're in?
Well, not necessarily the 400 meter, but I would like to continue in athletics, you know, hopefully get a scholarship and get some medals on the global stage for Barbados.
That's the plan. I like your plan indeed. Tion Haynes of the Combermere School. Anne-Marie Burke loves you. Anne-Marie Burke is so excited about your performances indeed. And I'm sure all the up and ons who are watching this morning are feeling equally the same. Talk to me about going to Carifta and representing Barbados, at least winning 2 medals.
Well, it was a very big accomplishment for me. This is my second time at Hazy Crawford Stadium. The first time was the Commonwealth Games when they got bronze again. So to come back again and get bronze, I'm just very happy and very ecstatic. And this is actually my first time winning a medal on a 4x1 team. So as a long jumper, being able to be selected, as a part of the relay pool, I'm on the fourth leg to bring it home. It was a very big accomplishment for me. I was very happy, and yeah.
You know, your long jump story broke the hearts of lots of people. Yeah, I know. He got to breathe up again. I know, but how did you feel at the time when you were denied the opportunity to do it?
Well, I was honestly heartbroken. I will not sit and try to put on a face. I was heartbroken because I got the news actually from my mother before the 4x1 semis. And I was like, this can't be happening. Because, you know, I think I'm a very fair person, so when I'm dealt with unjustly, it don't really sit right with me. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And if it was to happen, it would have happened. And I think that having the 4x1 to do, and me just trying to put on a professional face and just clarity on it is what it is. We got another job to do. I think that helped speed up the process of recovery. And yeah, so.
Listen. They denied me an opportunity, but I jumped nonetheless. I won. You're telling me I put on a brave face? That took a lot of strength, no doubt, coming from you. Yeah, but you did well. You did well. We're very, very proud of you as well. Well done. And from Harrison College now, the single lady on this set right here now is Ebony Brathwaite. Ebony, good morning. And what event were you in?
Javelin.
The javelin. Have you ever heard a socket throw the javelin?
No.
There's a skill to throw the javelin without hurting one's arm?
Well, not that I know about.
But nonetheless, you were prepared and you came third. Was who else ahead of you were people that you knew about? You didn't know any of the others, and it didn't matter to you?
I can't say it didn't matter because it was my first Carifta, so I was a bit nervous at first, but then I just dropped my fears and tried to medal or PB. And
At
I did.
least. And you PB'd and you medaled. So you're double success in your particular event, your javelin. And it was your first. Landing in Trinidad and knowing this was your first and this was a regional competition with people who you do not know. Did that play on your nerves?
A lot.
So how did you calm the nerves?
I didn't really calm the nerves until probably my last throw. So when I saw that I was in third, then I got a bit more excited then I tried to strive for second, but it is what it is.
Which of your throws was the one that landed you in third?
My third throw.
Your third throw of how many?
39.16.
Not bad. You can throw it farther than me, girl. Well done. What do you have to do to get your body ready to throw the javelin?
To me, as I play cricket, it just comes natural. Like if I throw any ball, aim for any boundary.
Right.
So
okay,
that's just how it is.
So you had the advantage of being able to, from cricket, to be able to do so. Well done indeed. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we are so proud of you, right? You can't begin to imagine. You made Barbados stand on pause. And I'm sure you probably heard this. I mean, thousands of Bajans were all caught up before their television screens and so forth, watching what was going on. And so, Zachary, I'm getting information in my ear, that's why I paused for just a moment. I'm coming to it. All right. So, you see what I have to go through? Yeah. It's not easy, so that's why I have this little thing in my ear. So, Zachary, they asked me to ask of you to name for us the other members of your 4x4 team.
Jacoby Brown-Smith from Harrison College, Ada Moore from Harrison College, and Jakai Brewster from Lodge School.
The Lodge came in to help you there. Yes, and it was a 4x1 you did, right?
4x4.
4x4 as well. Yes. But he didn't call your name? You're in a different division.
Twin. That's what he's on the 17th.
So who was in your squad?
I had Jaden Green, Foundation, Terrell Johnson Rose, and Shamari Greenwich Lewis, both of St. George.
And these are guys who you would have competed against at BSAT, so you knew their skill set. But being able to gel together as a unit, though, because it's a baton passing, that's going to be absolutely critical along with the speed. Yeah. What was that like, getting ready for a relay?
Well, preparation for the relay is quite simple in a 4x4. Don't really have to focus on like moving off as much as in a 4x1, where it's full speed sprinting. So 4x4, you take your time, make sure you pass the baton, and then off running.
Easy there. I about the speed, huh? I about the short distances. But so, well done to each of you. Thank you for causing our heart rates to kick off. Karen Oliver on social media, she said, to all athletes, well done. The journey continues, however, she says, God is with you indeed. And so to her, we say thank you. Mo Spice is saying, good morning, Barbados, and congratulations to all of our athletes, 246 to the world. So they're very, very happy of your performances, each of you. Thank you for medaling. Thank you for getting your personal bests. Thank you for getting out there and conducting your interviews with maturity, which is something else we also watched as well, your responses to questions and so forth, but just making us very, very proud indeed, and for causing our heart rates to rise last weekend. Thank you very much indeed. Aaron Morris, Jaden Green, the man with speed, Zachary Wall, Tion Haynes, and Ebony Brathwaite of the Barbados team. We're going to meet more when we come right back after this break.
That segment of Exceptional Youth was brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
Some ask, what makes Barbados so special? We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment's Bridges television series is back. Join us every Wednesday at 8 p.m. with a repeat on Saturdays at 5:30 p.m. on CBC TV 8. Don't you miss it.
God will not give you a job. God will not call you to do something and then not give you the capacity to have it, to make it happen. He will give you the resources, he'll give you the people. Not only will he equip you with ideas, but he will equip you with favor, as he did Nehemiah.
Turn on the latest episode.
This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund, financing education the easy way.
For under 20 girls, Abrina Wright leading the Jamaicans off. Houston going fast on the outside for Grenada. Trinidad and Tobago going steadily. They have Sierra Joseph on the opening leg. The Jamaicans starting to take charge though through Abrina Wright. Into the straightaway they come. Right of Jamaica. Houston on the outside for Grenada still going well. The Bahamians with K-Marie Hanna. But the Jamaicans with a commanding advantage already. As Abrina Wright hands over to Anastasia Hall. Down the backstretch they go. It's Jamaica. Well clear of the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago. Told you there would be an almighty battle for the silver medal and bronze medal, with Barbados moving through in 4th position. They have Kadia Rock, the 400 bronze medalist. And Rock needs to make a significant move for the Barbadians. Anastasia Hall still leading for Jamaica. Makaya Hitchman in 2nd for Bahamas. Kadia Rock, the 400 bronze medalist, makes the expected move for Barbados. The Jamaicans are so far clear. Barbados in 2nd. Bahamas in 3rd. Trinidad and Tobago in 4th. Trinidad and Tobago Now have Soleil Frederick, the 200 silver medalist, on this leg. The Barbadians are going away from the others. And Naya Nurse running a fabulous leg. But it's still Jamaica with the lead. Look at the Barbadians close. This is sensational. Jamaica and Barbados in the 4x4. Down the stretch they come. It is Jamaica still. Jovi Rose, the 800, 1500 runner, shrugs off the challenge of Anaya Nurse. What a terrific leg for the Barbadians. And now Shania Douglas of Jamaica chases 4 gold medals like Egan Neely of the Bahamas. Down the back straight away they go. On anchor for Barbados, Ariel Archer. Trinidad and Tobago in the bronze medal position. Off your shot. Bahamas in 4th. That's where the battle for bronze is. The Barbadians will surely have a medal. Will it be gold or silver? Shania Douglas is a fabulous 400 runner, but she's focused on the 100, 200 this season. She has the lead. The Barbadians closing. But it's Jamaica who will hold on to win the under 24 by 400 title. Douglas anchors them, completes the quadruple 100, 200, 4x1.
Listen, see that race? That race was some race, boy. That was a beautiful race. Ashlyn Simmons was on that race as well. She's joining me now with her silver medal around her neck. Good morning, Ashlyn.
Good morning.
You saw that race again. So tell me what ran through your mind watching it.
I would say that the race was a very well planned race. Each leg did what they were supposed to do, and we executed what we were supposed to.
I mean, you wanted to come second. I mean, first. You came second. But in knowing that that was your first plan, I want to win this race, which leg of the race do you think could have done a bit better? Not throwing any of your colleagues under the bus.
I would say all the legs were ran well. I'm not going to throw anybody on the bus. Everybody ran well, in my opinion.
So then you came in with a new national record. Knowing that, how did that feel? When did you find out, first of all, it was a new national record?
Like, about 5 minutes after the race, one of our media told us he also works with AB, so he told us that we got the new national record.
Nice, and that must have made you feel so proud.
Yes, it did.
Well, who are the other members of the team?
Ariel Archer, she goes Foundation. Anaya Nurse, she goes Ali, and Katie Rock. She's a Alexandra alumni, but she's in Ohio at Spire now.
Right, well done to your team. Yes. With you is Shania Motley. Shania, good morning.
Good morning.
You are in the field event. Which event?
The high jump under 17 girls.
The high jump under 17 girls. How was it for you?
Going into competition, I wasn't nervous. It was just like a normal competition here in Barbados, and I did what I had to do.
You did what you had to do, which is a run jump. Right? Are you won silver?
Yes, please.
So what was it? What was your height that you crossed over?
The height that I crossed over was 1.71 meters.
Is that your best ever?
Please.
So it was a personal best for you as well?
Yes, please.
Well done. Well done indeed. And so getting ready for Carifta, did you have to do a lot of research, and what kind of preparation did you make to get ready for Carifta?
Getting ready for Carifta, I just pretended that it was the same as here. So going into competition, I made sure that I was comfortable in my environment.
And so you were. Luke McIntyre is also always comfortable in his environment. Luke, good morning to you and congratulations.
Good morning, thank you.
You're welcome. And you were a bronze medalist in what event?
The 5,000 meters.
That's a long distance, Luke. But then you're up to it.
Yes.
But knowing that you're often a winner in Barbados and now coming a bronze medalist at Carifta, how did you deal with that difference?
To me, I knew that there was going to be a difference as there was a competitive field this year. But I was prepared for it. And I had a plan to run out there and do what I could to get a medal, which is why I ended up achieving.
Well done, Luke. Because I don't want time to get away from me. Darian Belgrave, and you were also an athlete.
Yes.
What events were you a bronze medalist in bronze?
200 meters under 17 boys.
200 meters under 17 boys in bronze. So talk to me about making that final turn, last 100 meters to be run, and you are in what position at that point?
I think I was in fourth.
Fourth position.
Yes, please.
And in order to get into third, you have to pass that man in front of you.
Yes, please.
So what was it that you had to strategize in your mind to be able to do so that you become a bronze medalist?
I just had to keep my form and keep pushing and eventually pass him.
You weren't tired?
No, please.
Nothing was hurting?
No, please.
And you believed that you could pass him?
Yes.
And well done, you did indeed. You became the bronze medalist. As I said to the other team who joined us, you guys caused us palpitations last Easter weekend. Not for fear, but for excitement. Excitement because we saw your performance. We saw the grit that you put into being a medalist and to just competing and representing the name Barbados. And that made all of us very, very proud indeed of each of you. And so I could only call each of you exceptional young people as medalists, but as individuals as well, who are smartly clad, but who went out there and show fight. And that fight, I think the name of Barbados resonated so well across the region over the Easter weekend because of your performance. Your performance indeed. And so reaching out to you was a no-brainer. We had to have you on Mornin Barbados to celebrate your achievements, each of you indeed, in track and field. And so very, very quickly, Ashleen, what's next for you?
Trying to qualify for more meets in the summer.
All right. And what about you, Shania? What's next for you?
The same as Ashleen. I really like to go to Naka.
To Naka? You want to go? Luke?
Probably right now would be maybe qualifying for summer meets, but also participating in the Carifta Games for triathlon.
Oh, triathlon. Yeah, we know you're good at that. And Darian, what about you?
Qualifying for NACA. I'm really close in the 200 meter time, and I hope I can qualify for that.
There we go. We believe it for you too as well. So well done to each of you. I wish you well in your future endeavors and all of your plans in qualifying for everything you want to achieve as well. And Barbados supports you all. Thank you. As exceptional young people, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We're back in just a moment.
That segment
Some
of
ask,
Exceptional
what
Youth
makes Barbados
was brought
so
to you with
special?
compliments of
We at Mornin Barbados say it's you, our exceptional youth. You are talented, resilient, and inspirational. You are the epitome of the Barbadian spirit, testing the boundaries of your creativity. If you are an entrepreneur, artist, baker, designer, author, or have done anything you think should be highlighted, email us at morninbarbados@cbc.bb. Let us show the world our exceptional Bajan youth.
This segment of Exceptional Youth is brought to you with the kind compliments of the Student Revolving Loan Fund. Financing education the easy way.
Oh, it was our pleasure indeed to showcase to you all of our exceptional young people in Barbados today. They make us so very proud. I encourage all of you to continue supporting them in every possible way that you can. That's our time, and we thank you for keeping us company. Remember to share the show, tell someone else about us, bring them along as well to join us tomorrow, Friday. Our little crew says to all of you, thank you and good morning.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning, Barbados, good morning.